Hello, 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 hello. I'm going to play a song while we're waiting on people to get in. I don't know if you can hear it. Hopefully, you can hear it. We'll see. I don't know if you can hear it. It's so low. I'm just going to wait for some people to come on in the room. The song says, Yes, I'm a believer. I'm setting the tone for today. So if you are there on a lunch break, can take a 15-minute break, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I'm going to let people kind of gather and get in. Hopefully you can hear it. It says, Yes, I'm a believer. That's what we're talking about today. Yes, I'm a believer. And no, I don't own rights to this. Just playing it. Hopefully you can hear it. Come on in. If you're there, come on in, come on in, come on in. I don't want anybody to miss it. Hopefully you're in with me. Hello, happy Wednesday. I'm just playing an old school song. Yes, I'm a believer. Because it has a lot to do with what we're talking about. Hopefully you can hear it. Jump in the comment section. Let me know where you are from, who you are. Just tell me, hey. Let me know what's going on. Hey. I'm going to make it quick because you're on your lunch break. Or you're taking a break. I'm a believer. That's what the man says. So, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Again, happy Wednesday, wonderful Wednesday. I wanted to play that song first, and hopefully you can hear some of it because it has so much to do with what we're going to talk about today. The lesson that I'm learning today is to hold on to my confession of hope. Hold on to your confession of hope. That is what I am learning today. Hey, lady. Hey, y'all come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hold on to your confession of hope. And the reason why I played that song is because this morning, my husband and I we're so lazy, y'all. We'll lay in our bed in our room and yell at the top of our voices to our sons and say, like, each name, get up, Nasir, get up. I mean, we're yelling all of them. And we have to wait until we hear them say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. That means they're getting up, moving, and so on, right? So they got up, and so we were still laying there, and we're like, okay, we got to get up. All of a sudden, I heard that song, Yes, I'm a Believer, by Timothy Wright, an old school gospel song, right? I heard that blaring. Hey, Mercedes. I heard that blaring from one of the rooms. So I said, wait a minute. So my husband looked at me. He was like, you not playing music? I said, no, I'm right here. No, I'm not playing. He was like, one of them is playing Yes, I'm a Believer. And so I remember the other day we were in the car and they were telling us that one of my sons was telling me that he has a whole gospel playlist that he plays before basketball games. And I was like, wait a minute, time out. What? I was like, you're not playing like Drake and, all of them. Because, again, they listen to stuff like that, right? I said, you're not playing Drake and all them other artists that you like. And he was like, no, 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 no. I have a whole gospel list that I play. And he said, and I heard you playing this song one day in the car and I liked it. And I said, well, what song? He's like, Yes, I'm a Believer. I said, oh, by Timothy Wright. And he was like, yeah. I said, boy, that's old school. What you know about that old school gospel? So needless to say, he has that on his playlist, his motivational playlist that he apparently plays before basketball games. He has a full, and they're good songs too. He's got a full playlist, y'all, of gospel songs that he listens to before his game. Now, his friends probably think he's listening to Drake. I thought he was. But no, he was not. So I said, "What?" And that game, I'm just gonna let you know, he had a double double in that game, 16 points, 14 rebounds. The boy was focused, right? So this morning we hear that same song playing. So I thought it was that son. I have four sons. I thought it was that one. So I was like, "Are you playing music?" He was like, "Huh? No." I said, "Well." So then I go to the kitchen and I see my oldest son. Now, this is Drake's best friend for real. This boy loves the artist Drake. Okay? Anybody that knows him knows he loves the artist Drake. This boy was sitting in the kitchen eating his breakfast without us having to prompt him to get dressed and do all this stuff, blasting "Yes, I'm a Believer" by Timothy Wright, Reverend Timothy Wright. I say, "Well, look at here." It shocked all of us. And so when I looked at him, he just gave me a little smirk like, "Okay, don't do too much." Because if you do too much with teenagers, then they'll stop, right? They'll go the whole opposite way. So I just left it alone. But then the Lord started working with me and was like, "You got to hold on to your confession. You got to hold on to it." What is that? It could be your confession of faith. It could be, in this case, your confession of hope. You've got to be anchored in what you believe in, and you got to wake up to that thing, and you got to start your day with that confession. And for my son, it was that song, "Yes, I'm a Believer." And the song gets even more specific, y'all. I don't know if you could hear it. It says not only "Yes, I'm a Believer," but it says, "I believe in Jesus Christ." Let's be clear, okay? That's what the song says. I believe in Jesus Christ. He's the giver of all life. So my son is listening now and putting inside of him. Remember, we talked about that yesterday, the stuff that goes in our heart. He is putting inside of him now the confession that he is a believer in Jesus Christ. That tells me that he has had an experience with God. He has had his own personal experience beyond what mama and daddy have been trying to preaching to him and teaching to him. He's at the age now that he has had his own experience, and that there is something he is now building a relationship on his own. And don't we all want our children to do that? Build a relationship with God on their own. I don't want to have to keep hitting my kids over the head to go to church, because guess what? When they get out of my house, they're going to run as far away as they can. They're not going to be doing that. I want them to have their own experience, their own believe in the God that has revealed himself to you. You do that, because I know my God, Yahweh, Jehovah, he is going to reveal himself to my children, because I've raised them up in that way, right? So when they get old, they will not depart from it. Now, they may stray a little, but they're always going to come back to their beliefs, their confession of faith. And so that is what the Lord kind of pricked on me this morning and throughout all day today. I've been trying to get this word to y'all. Hold on to your confession of hope. So Hebrews 10:23 says, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering." Here's the thing. "For he who promised is faithful." Somebody type in there, "He is faithful." For he that promised is faithful. Wow. Who is the he? Jehovah, Jireh, Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Nisi, the great I am that I am. He is faithful, and he has promised. That's why we hold on. It said hold fast to the confession of our hope without wavering, without being tossed to and fro. Without wavering, you got to hold on to that. Why? Because there are going to be some times when that storm arises, when that wind blows, when circumstances come your way, when opposition comes your way, and you are going to be pulled in one direction and pulled in another direction. And sometimes it feels like you're sinking, right? I know I'm not the only one. Sometimes it feels like you're sinking. You've got to hold on to that confession that he is faithful, that even though things go awry, even though things may not be going the way I had planned, sickness might be in my body temporarily, I got to hold on. I shall live and not die to declare the works of the Lord. I've had to confess that and declare that so many days, so many tough days. I shall live and not die to declare the works of the Lord. Meaning, I've got purpose in my life. I am not dying prematurely. I will live and not die to declare the works of the Lord. As long as he gives me breath in my body, I am going to declare the works of the Lord. Now, when I stop doing that, then he can take me. But while I got breath in my body, I will live and not die to declare the works of the Lord. And so we've got to hold on to this. One commentator said, be rooted, grounded, confirmed, and established in truth. I'm going to say that again. Be rooted, grounded, confirmed, and established in what? In the truth. And we know he is the truth. Okay. So the Lord started dealing with me with these 4 things. Being rooted. Okay. These are the 4 things we got to do. Be rooted. So what does rooted mean? Rooted means deeply connected to one's origins, values, or beliefs. It refers to your stability and strength in what you are confessing. If you are confessing that you are a believer in Jesus Christ, you've got to be connected, deeply connected. Think about a tree whose roots grow deep. That's scripture, right? As the tree's roots grow deep, they get nourishment from the soil. They are connected, right? All the way down. They are getting their nourishment. They're getting their strength. They might have started off with kind of weak, feeble limbs or roots, but as they get nourishment from the soil, those roots begin to build up strength and they start growing deep and deep. And once the roots grow deep, they are grounded, right? It is hard to move a tree that is old. I got plenty of old trees in my yard and they are hard to move. It's going to take some time. These are 100-year-old trees. It's going to take some time. Why? Because their roots are so deep. We had some plumbing problems when we bought our house, and somebody said we got to dig it up. So we started digging it up to replace pipes and stuff. When we did, we saw that the roots from the tree that was way on the side had grown all the way into our pipes. We had some old pipes, right? And so that tells you that tree was getting nourishment from the soil, and it was healthy and it was growing. That's how you've got to be in your faith. You've got to be rooted. You've got to be connected. And when I say connected, this is part of your connection, right? You are getting a midday snack from the Lord. Many of us jump on lives. We jump on podcasts. We go to church. We go to Bible study. Whatever, we read our word. Don't forget that. We read our word. We pray. That is all a part of being connected to the vine. So now my root can grow deep and far and stretch. Many of us are asking God, please enlarge my territory. What if he's saying, I want to enlarge your territory through your roots? I want your roots to grow deep and far and stretch out as far as I'll take them. In order to do that, you got to be rooted and grounded in the word of God. So when we're talking about grounded, we're talking about well balanced, centered, and emotionally stable, where you can hold in place. Somebody's tugging at you from here, from there, and you can hold steady in place. Why? Because you're rooted. You're already deep. I ain't going nowhere. So that means things get bad, whatever. I didn't expect this to happen, whatever. I'm not going anywhere. Somebody needs to say that to yourself. Tell the devil, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not being tossed to and fro. I'm not listening to everything that you're trying to put in my ear. No. I'm not moving. I'm not going anywhere. Somebody asked me yesterday, well, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you go? Because God didn't tell me to go. I ain't going nowhere. He didn't tell me to go. What? That's all crazy. No, I'm too rooted. My roots are too deep. You're going to have to uproot me. God is going to have to uproot, and he will uproot you now. If you're in the season that he won't, let me take you over here, put you somewhere else. But I know he has planted and grounded me. So I'm going to remain in faith, rooted, grounded. You can rely on grounded and rooted people. It's people that are not, that have weak roots, that aren't deep, that you can't rely on. But God is faithful. The one that promised, he is faithful. Even when man isn't faithful, he himself is faithful. So we got to be rooted. We got to be grounded. We can't keep moving. Immovable. I'm grounded. I'm too deep in this thing. Somebody say that. I'm too deep in this thing. I've been here for years. I'm too deep in the faith to be moved by this circumstance. Many of us got to speak that to our situation. I'm too deep in this thing to be moved by this situation. I've seen God move mountains in my life. I've seen him perform miracles in my life. This right here will pass. And I will have another testimony to tell about it. But I'm not going to be moved by this thing. It won't. This diagnosis is not going to move me. I'm too deep in my faith. This heartache is not going to move me. I'm too deep in this thing. You got to confess that. I'm too deep in this thing. My faith isn't going anywhere. I still believe God. Yes, I'm still a believer. It doesn't matter because the enemy will keep coming. You still believe that? What they saying? Yes, I'm still a believer because he is faithful. God is faithful. I may not be faithful, but God is faithful. So rooted, grounded, confirmed. What does confirm mean? To give evidence or testimony to the truth or factualness of. Listen, you got to confirm it. Listen, you can't tell me. You can't. I'm telling you. I told you I'm too deep in this thing. You can't tell me that God hasn't done anything for you in your life. Period. Even if you were born today, he's done something for you. You can confirm. David said, I can look at creation and I can see that there is a God. And I can see that he is working in the midst. I can see that. Confirm. You've got to look at the evidence around you and in your own life. Your testimony is enough to have you hold fast to your confession of hope. Look where you were 2-3 years ago. Look where you were last year. Look what the Lord has done for you. And maybe sometimes we've got to slow down. And I used to every November keep a thank you journal and just every single day track all of the things I need to give thanks for. But maybe some of us need to start doing that daily because I think we take it too lightly. The minute you get up and can pick a pencil up or pick up your phone, you need to say thank you. Because God, there was a time that I couldn't do this on my own. God, there was a time that, whatever it might be, you need to start confirming his word in your life. What has he spoken and promised over your life that you've seen him do? He's done it. I promise, because I know him. Remember, I'm rooted and grounded. He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And he has no respect of person. So what he's done in my life, I know he has done in yours. You just need to see that he's done it in your life, right? So confirmation. We've got to give evidence or testimony to the truth or factualness of his word. I love that. Someone said the minute you can take a breath, use it and say thank you. Because that's something he's given you. You couldn't give yourself a breath. Come on now. Got to think about the small things that he has done. That is a confirmation that he is faithful. And I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to my faith because I've seen him do it. So we're rooted, we're grounded, we're confirmed, and last, established. It seems like confirmed and established are the same words, just like rooted and grounded, but they're different. Established means to gain full recognition or acceptance of, and it also means to set up on a permanent basis. Permanent basis, right? I'm not just one seasonal when it comes to this Christian thing. I'm not just one seasonal when it comes to a believer, being a believer. I'm not one seasonal. I'm all seasons, okay? All years, for better or for worse, in good times and bad times. I'm all seasons, right? I'm always ready to testify of the goodness of the Lord. And I've got to tell myself that. I'm telling y'all from experience, because there have been days that I have not wanted to say it. Can I be very honest? There have been days I have not wanted to say it. But I have to tell the devil, you will not hold my tongue. You won't. You won't have any control in my life. And I'm telling you, I am going to give God praise. I'm going to hold on to the confession of hope that I have because God is faithful. I've seen him do it way too many times for me to doubt him. And you got to start speaking that aloud. Sometimes people think you crazy because I do that sometimes. Like, Get out of my ear. And they're like, girl, I went in your ear. What's wrong? And I'm like, I ain't talking to you. I'm sorry. I ain't talking to you. But that's me battling the things that come in my head. Remember, we talked about it. What's in my head can't make it to my heart. I got to guard my heart. Talked about that yesterday. So now I might have to start speaking some things to tell the enemy and his little angels, get away, get out of my head. I'm holding fast to my confession of faith. I'm not moving. I'm not giving up. It ain't no way. I'm not throwing in the towel. It ain't no way. What? I'm more than a conqueror through Jesus Christ. What I look like throwing in the towel? To you? Never. That's what it means to be established on a permanent basis, season by season by season. I don't give up on God because he has never given up on me. Look, y'all done took too long on y'all little lunch break now. These people gonna get y'all. I'm done. I hope you got a word out of this. And if you did, hit that like or love button and hit that share button. Let somebody else be blessed by it. Perhaps they couldn't jump on this live. Let somebody else be helped. And you share the word too. Don't keep it to yourself. Hebrews 10:23. Go back, reread it, and share it with somebody else. It's going to bless somebody else's life. But guess what? If you say, I hated every single word of it, well, you keep turning in. That means the Lord is changing your heart. I ain't worried about it. Guess what? Our phrase, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So be encouraged, y'all. Y'all going to hear from me again tomorrow. And I know the Lord is going to give us something great. And if you got a chance, pull up that song, Yes, I'm a Believer by Timothy Wright. It's a good song. Old school song to listen to. Look, I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.